What is the link between fairness and the law of natural justice? Let's hear about this. How does this issue challenge our ideas of fairness and justice in education?
Thank you very much. When we talk about fairness, it implies that someone is not being fair to, or has not been given right to ventilate his own grievances. You see, this situation has been encapsulated in what we call natural justice.
Natural justice.
And when we
what does that mean, natural justice?
Yes, let me come by this way. I want to give an illustration of what happened even in the Bible.
Okay.
So as to know that natural justice is not a thing of today. Natural justice has been from the day man was created.
Okay, let's have it.
For example, when God created Adam and Eve, he instructed them that this particular fruit you must not eat. So one way or the other, Eve ate. And when God asked, why did you eat from the fruit? You should remember he said that because the fruit was good looking, and he ate, and she ate. If you remember that passage, God did not pronounce judgment against her immediately.
Okay.
The next thing, he asked the man,
okay,
why did you eat from the fruit? And the man said that it was the woman who gave him the fruit, and he ate. You can see God listened to both of them. That is where, in the issue. That is where natural justice comes in. Let me use the English word. It says, the first one is that you must listen to both parties. But the second one is nemo judes in causa sua. That is, you cannot be the judge of your own cause.
You can't be
the judge of your own cause. The first one is that,
which means someone else has to hear
of what happened. You get? Remember, the first one is that you must hear from the two sides when there are issues. The second one is that you cannot be the judge of your own cause. Now, that principle called natural justice was now encapsulated in our constitution, section 36, subsection 1.
I knew this issue of subsection would come in.
Of course. Of course. So that we are explaining this so that our listener will get it very well. Section 36, subsection 1 talks about right to fair hearing. Every person, as far as Nigeria is concerned, in any given situation must be given fair hearing. Now, in that fair hearing, if the first leg of natural justice, I mentioned that there were two, that both parties must be listened to. If any of those two legs are not complete in whatever given situation, then we can say there is no justice. To buttress it, even if a matter finds its way from High Court to the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, and at the Supreme Court you were able to raise it, that even from the lower court, which is the High Court, you were not given fair hearing. The judge did not hear your side of story. It is a ground for the courts at the higher, that is the higher court, the Supreme Court, to strike out the suits.
Wow.
On the basis of lack of fair hearing. Because
which is a serious matter.
It's a serious matter. When there is no fair hearing, there can never be justice.
If you like this content, please share the links, like us, subscribe to this channel, watch out for more episodes. Thank you.